All right, go ahead.
All right. Hey guys, thanks for joining this evening. Sunday, I don't even know what day it is. For those of you who don't know, I was away with the family and I'm a little drained today. But we had a good time. But anyway, so this is the recap of Shannon Hudson, the executive and above. So for those that don't know, Shannon Hudson puts on a monthly executive and above if it's on a month that she's not hosting like a main event. There's one that's coming up March 1st and 2nd. If you can make it, I highly suggest it. It's awesome. It's jam-packed full of so many great leaders. They have Lindsay Elmore that's coming. They have Shannon Hudson, obviously. She is a diamond leader in Young Living, and she has some amazing stories. She's just got some amazing stories. So interesting enough, so I've been going to Executive Above since, well, I became an executive about a year ago. And this one was different. I don't know if you guys got that vibe or not, Anthony and Dana, but it was really different. And here's why. Oh, there's something that's going on. Hold on a second. That's my alarm to get on the team call as I put it on snooze, and it's going again. So that pro tip: set an alarm on your phone to get on the call. Anyway, so it was really different, and the reason I think it was really different. Number one, maybe it's because I'm in a growth mode too, or number two, she is really growing right now. She is striving, and she is in huge growth mode. So normally her format is, you go around, you introduce yourselves, and then she goes into a book and then some product education. But this was truly business. It was straight up building. And I don't know if you guys got that or not, but for me, I really felt that overcast. So I have a lot of my notes on a Google Drive, so I'm going to freeze a little bit when I do this to flip to it, but I wanted to make sure that I cover everything that I took notes on. So let me see if I can get to it. All right. So Shannon Hudson and above. So that was just last week on the 10th. We met at B-Dubs, or not B-Dubs, Mongolian Barbecue. That's where we went to. So this is really cool. So when she first gets started, she goes around the room and she has everyone go ahead and say their name, what rank they're currently at, and what they're going to be, and when they're going to be it. Get this. And I gotta get back to the Zoom, because seriously, my eye, like I talk with my face. A lot of people say that my face can't lie. So
You got to pick a good transition face. Like when you you got to pick a good transition face when you go over to your Google Doc.
Okay. So get this. So she goes around the room and we all say our rank and what we're going to be striving for and give it a date, okay? Shannon Hudson, who is a diamond, she says, I'm currently a platinum. And I'll be diamond by the end of the month. So what that told me is that, you know what? You still have to set your goals no matter what rank you are. You got to set your goals on a monthly basis and hit those. And she's in the process of doing that. And that blew me away, right? So like for those of you that have dropped rank or are going to try and rank again, that was huge for me. Like here's this diamond. She's making over, what is it? $1 million. She's definitely making over $1 million a year, right? And she's still setting her goals up to meet what current rank she is. So I thought that kind of gave me a little bit of hope too. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hit executive again. But it kind of gave me a little bit of hope. Like you need to set the goal to what you want to hit, and if it's your same rank that you're currently at, then set that. And I thought that was kind of cool because I was like, huh? She said she's platinum right now, and I'm like, oh. Interesting. She said she needs to bring 2 legs up to 2,000 in order to get diamond done. So, and she's actually in the hunt to take a brand new person and take them to 2,000 by the end of the month. Because I thought that was really cool. Is that a good transition face? I don't know. I look like a crazy woman. Anyway, okay. Okay, so she went over a lot of goal setting. And so again, like I said, this was very big into building the business. So if you want product education and stuff, maybe this isn't the call for you if you're just looking for product education, but there is some good tips towards the end on how you can get product education. So stick with it, and we'll go there. So anyway, so setting goals. She said set goals with OGV and legs at what they will be, and then a halfway point as well. So like if you're looking at your team and you're like, okay, this leg here, in order for me to reach my goal, I need to help them reach 1,000. Let's say you're doing executive. So executive is 4,000 overall OGV. So that's overall group volume. And then each leg, so each person that you sponsor is going to be at 1,000 in order to hit executive. So so then it needs to be 2 legs at 1,000. And what a leg is the person that is directly underneath you and that team. So that whole team overall group volume is going to be 1,000. So I hope that makes sense. And if there's questions that come in and stuff, and you guys want to address those, let me know, because I am just looking at my Google Docs right now. I am not looking at any questions or anything that comes in. So she said, set your goal, and then you look at your whole team, and then you set up the action plan. So she sets with the goal, and then she works backwards. And I thought this was very, very good. And she even set a halfway point. So she said, okay, well, if I'm going to reach, for executive, let's just go on executive. So if I'm going to be executive, I need 2 at 1,000. I already have 1 leg at 1,000. Another leg right now is currently at 500. What do I need to do in order to get that leg back to 500? So, and she said, and partner with the others so that they can reach their goals. And that's what I absolutely love about network marketing in general, including especially this business, is that you have to help other people succeed in order for you to succeed. Now, where else in life is that going to be in a different, currently in my own job? No, that's not it. Now, for those that you don't know, I'm a registered nurse, but I work more in like administration. It's actually surgical research right now. And right now I don't have that. Like, my goal is not to help another person in my team succeed, especially if they're looking at budget cuts, right? And it's not that I'm being negative or I don't want people to succeed. I do, but I want to keep my job too, right? So anyway, so that's one thing I love it. So she said teaching classes, educating online and in person. And this is concrete education. So she says that her action plan is to partner with other people, teach classes, whether that's online or in person. And then she said, if I'm helping other people grow, I need to be growing at the same time. So she has a goal. She personally has a goal of 2 to 5 new guests that come to those classes. Outside of her whole team, she's setting the example for her team and bringing 2 to 5 new people to her education. And she said, what are the 2 things that we do in order to get to build our business? We talk, we sponsor people, and then we also teach them about our products. So it's sponsor people, ER, sponsor people, ER. And so she said, talk products. And her goal right now, which is actually a great goal that I'd like to do, is to increase her ER by 1% every month. So that's amazing. And when you're in a growth phase, you should be teaching any of the supplements or consumables, right? Because the oils that these will last forever, right? Like my starter kit lasted for a pretty long time. But when you get on the supplements, and I think Monica does a fantastic job with sitting down with her new people and mapping out a 90-day game plan with them on how to help their health be and how to help them be better and healthier. And I know you go over Ninja and other things, but that's what she says. Just teach the supplements and any of the stuff that is consumables. she says, work with people that are already in your network. So get involved and talk to them prior to going inactive. And I am guilty of this. In fact, I just started today. I'm like, oh, I need to look at people that are going inactive. I'm like, no, I need to start looking at this well beforehand. And, so I actually just reached out today to somebody who was already inactive. Jeez Louise. So it was kind of convicting, but anyway, she highly recommended the app Oily Trends. I do not have that yet, but that looks at, it's a great tool to utilize for data reports. So when you're looking at your organization and you're looking at whether or not you're growing, you can look at different things in Oily Trends. You can get your overall group volume since you've signed up so that you can see how it trended over the year or over the 5 years or however since you've been signed up. And then it looks at other different things like an ER breakdown, like what is your percentage of people on ER. It also has Help 5, and I know I think Julie has Oily Trends, but she really, really spoke to that. So she said, when you're looking at your organization to see who to work with, she said, look for people that are excited and also for people that are on your ER. Like you have a whole network of people that are already on your team that you can work with in order to move your goal forward and their goal too, right? And whether it's just project education, and I've noticed this throughout my organization too, whenever I meet with somebody or whenever I talk to somebody about a certain product or give them a sample or anything like that, my OGV goes up because they want to be healthy or they want to get the product once they tasted it or smelled it or whatever. So so she gave some good stats too. She said that this is based off of 1,000 people over 15 months after they purchased the premium starter kit. And this was, I forget the people that she was, that actually brought this forward, but they did a study and they said over 1,000 people after 15 months after after getting their starter kit, if they were on ER, they were 98% more likely to stay in. 98% more likely to stay in. And this is after 15 months. So imagine if 98% of your organization or 98% of your people that started would stay in. And that's simply just by promoting ER, which is the Essential Rewards Program, which is a fantastic one. Like it's an amazing rewards program. And then she also said 94% of our overall group volume comes from ER orders. And I knew that, but when you hear it based in the 90 percentile, you're like, oh, I need to focus on those things. So, wow, there's other good things in here too. All right, so we have she went over how to get them on ER, right? So she said 98% of the people will stay in after 15 months of being on after 15 months once they get on Essential Rewards. Anyway, so I labeled this, the speed of the team is determined by the speed of the leader. So she was saying that the easiest way to get people on Essential Rewards is when they get signed up now. It's just a quick click of the box. They get a free oil with it, which is just awesome, right? So when you're enrolling others long distance, it's the same terminology as you would as you're just sitting down with them, which is just go ahead and click that box. Oh, you want to go ahead and get started? Perfect. So do you want to get your juice or do you want to get your oils? Oh, you want to get your oils? Okay, great. So go ahead and get your oils. And then she does it so great. If you've never heard Shannon Hudson, man, it just comes right off her tongue and it's just makes sense. So anyways, I'm going to try to do it justice. This is her example. She says, when she's signing somebody up, she says, do you want the oils or do you want the juice? That Ninja juice, that one that has the antioxidants, that's going to be amazing for your body, give you everything, all the nutrients that you need to support your body to be well. Oh, you want to go ahead and get the oils. Okay, great. Go ahead and click that box. That box is just going to be, your next order is going to go in about the same time next month. And then we'll just make sure that's on the juice. Make sure you get the juice next time. She never mentions $50. She never mentions anything else unless they ask, right? Because she's already got them thinking about their overall health and wellness. And it's going from, now you got your oils, now the next step is Ninja. And after Ninja, then the next step is Thieves, right? So she doesn't even talk about whether or not it's $50. She doesn't even talk about any of those things. And the other thing is she's in contact with a new person every 2 to 3 days, right? So when the time comes around for them to go ahead and their essential rewards to go through, she's going to be like, hey, just remember, go to your essential rewards and switch it over to the Ninja, because that's going to be the best. That way you don't get the same order again and again, because believe me, I've done it before and it just stinks, right? So she just gives them scenarios that they've been through and walking them through hand in hand, which is really great. I think that's really good. The other thing too is she says, you cannot move forward without looking back. This was really good. If you're always looking at what you are missing, then you will always come from lack. And I think this is a huge mind shift for me, as well as some other people. In fact, I'm trying to instill that in my son right now. So if you're always looking for what's missing, then you will always come from lack. And what that means is that if you look at your organization like, oh, I need 1,000 more to that, I need 1,000 more, or I need, I don't know, 500 more in order to hit executive this month, or I need 2,000 more in order to hit executive once. Change the verbiage. Instead of saying, I'm missing this, say I am growing that leg to be 2,000 more, or we are developing a 4,000 overall group volume in whatever leg, name it. So she said, change the verbiage. Instead of saying I'm missing all these things, say I am growing, I am creating, we are developing. So I thought that was kind of key to that too. And the other thing too is she says, when you're looking at your organization and where to start with your stars and senior stars, because they're already doing it. They're usually on ER. They're excited about the opportunity because they're still fairly new. And all it is that you're just creating star after star after star. So it was pretty good. Let me go through. Let me see some of the headers that they have. She has. I'm gonna see what you guys want here, because it's about a half an hour in, and so far she has what she does. She literally broke it down per hour per week for us, what she does in her business. Now, mind you, she is a diamond, so she doesn't work outside of her Young Living business. She has some books, and then she has some calendars. You guys want me to do everything done? Want me to keep going here?
Before that, just really quickly, Karen. I would like to just go ahead and chime in and add some of what you said. Because once again, Shannon's amazing. Like she does simplify everything and make it a whole lot easier. So just going back, some of my takeaways were, like, we're getting to right before convention season. We're about to hit another busy season because people are starting to get their tax returns back. So you're going to see usually an uptick in some of your people enrolling because now they have more discretionary funds on hand. And so her biggest thing was being in a season of hustle and understanding when you're in a season of hustle and when you're not necessarily more, I don't want to say stagnant, but when you're more coasting. And so one of the things that I appreciated that she recommended is when you're doing a season of hustle, do 90 days, no more than 90 days. But that's 90 days of, like, of 10 people a day, and you pick and choose how many days you're going to do it for that week. So if you don't work on Saturday and Sunday or whatever, like you pick and choose what days you're going to be out talking to people, and you do that for 90 days. So somebody asked her at the dinner, like, what does it look like when she's talking to those 10 people a day? Like, what does she count as a person? And I liked her response because, like, I guess the question was more in line, are you specifically talking about Young Living products? Like, are you leaving them with a business card? Are you leaving them with an oil? And her thing was typically not. Like, sometimes it works out like that. But usually she's like, when she's out and about, like she's wearing her oil, sometimes people ask her about it. Or she notices that people, like, especially in the grocery store, they're reading labels. And so this is where it pays to be up on the health trends and things that are on people's minds, because it allows you to be observant. And maybe she said sometimes she's like the crazy lady that comes over and talks about some of the ingredients that are in there and some of the side effects of them. But her biggest thing is just having conversations with people. So that could also look like, she said she has some support groups that she's a part of that she joins, or whatever social groups that you have. Because she mentioned, for the most part, most of us who are on this call have probably been in Young Living for quite some time. So that means that we've probably been through most of our immediate circles, maybe some of us even a couple times over. So she's like, if your religious organization, you've probably been through that, or you've been through your immediate friends and family. So like now it's time to get out and start meeting new people. So throughout your everyday activities, that's an excellent time. She's like, she joins groups specifically to, also for the support for itself, whatever she's joining the group for, but it gives her access to a whole new circle of individuals that now she's able to share with. So for me, that was just kind of interesting, because I know that with the way that my secular schedule is set up and the other obligations that I have going on during the week, like it's a whole lot easier for me just to join a group and get around new people and develop new relationships. So that was, I like that takeaway. And then she was talking about in a growth season, doing 12 to 15 classes in your organization a month. So for most of us, we try to have 2 to 4 classes, maybe 2 offline, 2 online, but also like you want to train your organization and train your leaders so well that they're operating without you necessarily being there, so that 12 to 15 classes does not necessarily sound like a lot when it's being divided throughout your leaders. So if you think about it, 12 classes, that's 3 leaders doing 4 classes a month. But you want that kind of momentum within your organization, because that's when you're really able to start to get growth. So that stuck out to me as well. And then going back to what you mentioned, Karen, about her talking about Essential Rewards and in simplifying the process of getting on Essential Rewards, we don't need to explain to them every little bit and piece of information about Essential Rewards. If you like the product, you're going to need more. The starter kit is exactly that. It's just a place to start. And if you're thinking from advancement within your organization, you need to be getting people on ER. So the simplification of, hey, click that box, you're going to get a free oil. It allows you to place your starter kit order on Essential Rewards, which is really, really smart, because it already gets them in the habit of doing it. So, and then if they have any issues, you can help them out. But I also like that she doesn't hold her team's hand, like especially new people. Like she shows them, like, here's customer services number, or like when people call her with an issue, like, hey, I didn't get such and such product, is missing out of my order. She was like, the first thing she asks is, oh, what did customer service say? And she creates this community where people are learning to be self-sufficient. And she's like, only after you've contacted customer service and like you had an issue, maybe they weren't able to resolve it right then and then she's like, then you can call me.
After 3 times, she said. She said, if you've called them 3 times, then I'll call with you. Because she's like, usually they figure it out by the 3rd time.
Right. And so I'm thinking, even from the aspect of Essential Rewards, like when you're getting somebody on Essential Rewards, sometimes like we walk ourselves out of the sale. Like we walk ourselves out of people being on Essential Rewards and being like, well, just click the box this month and then next month you could call and cancel. Like I've done it. I've literally watched other people do it. And it's like, no, we want to create and normalize this culture of people being on Essential Rewards. So click that box, you're going to get a free oil, and then start thinking about what you want next month. And she's like, I will give them that reminder that, hey, your order is coming up. So think about changing your order. But she's like, she typically only does it once. And then people decide like, okay, whether they still want to be on Essential Rewards or not. If they don't, call customer service. You're more than welcome to cancel. But she's like, typically that's a rarity. People actually enjoy getting their products and enjoy being on Essential Rewards. So that was another takeaway that I had from that. Go ahead.
I'll just add to that, along with the Essential Rewards, somebody had asked the question, well, how do you get them to like purchase so much? And she's like, soon as they place their order for their kit, we don't even wait for that kit to come, but that night we're going to go talk to your mom and your sister and your best friend, and we need to get them started, because before their next ER comes out of their account, they should be getting a check, right? So if you've built this culture of the very first thing we need to do is your life is going to be dramatically transformed, and we have to help as many people in your circle as possible transform their lives too. So we can't wait until, next month, let's get them on Essential Rewards. Next month, let's have a party, schedule a party. No. They can still schedule a party if they would like to, but every single person that gets started, let's get to 2 or 3 of your people that day, that night, before you go home. So that, again, that culture is built, because you want to help as many people as possible.
Yeah. So, like, we've heard that before, but it's nice to hear that, get that reminder as well, because sometimes when we say like, hey, would you like to host a party, like people think in their head that it's this big to do. I mean, really, every time we sign somebody up, we should be getting referrals.
Yeah.
And whether they want to do the legwork or not, we want to at least get the referral,
right,
because we know where they're going to go when they sign up. You know, it's only going to benefit that person.
And then to add that too, she's like, I never say the business. Like, I never ask anybody, would you like to do the business? Like, that's not, nobody wants to do the business. Nobody. Just build a culture of helping other people.
Yeah. So normalize it. And then overall, I think the biggest theme of this one was just taking care of your people. Because Karen, you mentioned it slightly where she's like, I don't wait till people are falling off or about to go inactive to contact them, because they already know why you're calling. Like, and that can create some kind of weirdness or a rift or make them feel some kind of way. So she's like, just get in the habit of being in contact with people. She does give most of her time to people who are actually doing things. So if you are on Essential Rewards and the people who are excited about doing it, those are the people she assists. But she's like, she has like a downline of what, 2,000 plus people? Was that the number she gave? So I think somebody asked a question like, how do you stay in contact with all the people in your team? And she's like, I don't. Like, she's like, it's literally impossible for her to stay in contact with all 2,000 people or whatever the number was. I feel like it was more, but maybe it was 2,000. But it's just, she's like, I work with the people that are excited and actually doing things. So those are the people I'm in constant contact with. And then when you train them to take care of their people, then that takes a lot off of your plate as well. So she definitely encouraged like not holding a person's hand too much, but training them on how to be independent, like in using resources. So 20,000. Yeah, that probably sounds about right. Yeah. 20,000 instead. Thank you, Tashina. But that's a lot of people, you know? And so like, if we're trying to be all things for everybody within our organization, it's going to be exhausting, and that actually can stunt your growth. So her biggest thing was normalize people getting on ER, and then normalize and teach people organically how to be self-sufficient. So that was my biggest take. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
The only other thing I wanted to say is she really, really, we've heard this again and again and again and again, but Help 5 is so crucial. You should be getting Help 5. If you're a leader, for sure, you should be getting Help 5 every single month, and you need to train your people to get Help 5 every single month. Like, and then she was saying like what she'll do if she has people, maybe like you look at your trends from last month and you have people that consistently are getting 3 or getting 4, like those are the people that you need to give attention to, because it's like, let's get them to that help 5. What can we do to help one more person get started, or one more person on their team get on ER? Because it really, I think even on one of the training calls actually that Young Living did, one of these Mondays, Jeff was talking about that, and that percentage of people doing that help 5 and how much growth those organizations get. So it is so, so important. That's why they've implemented that and really put that in place for us, because that is really going to be the difference between those people that grow and those people's organizations that grow.
That's all I got. Back to you, Karen.
No, I was just going to add to that too, because I'd asked her, I said, well, so you're out there talking to and meeting people like 10 a day, right? They said 90 days, 10 people a day for 90 days. How do you follow up with these people? Like, that was my thing, because I'm like, dude, that's a lot of people, you know, like 10 days you 10 days you talk to, I don't even know, 100 people. Like, that's a lot of people. How do you do that? She says, I don't. She said, I'm looking for people that are looking for me. And that was kind of big to me, because I'm like all like giving out samples, like, oh, you want 5 more samples? Sure. I've done it plenty of times. She said if people ask her 3 questions, so she gave an example of where she's at the grocery store and the lady's like, oh my gosh, look at this apple. She's like, oh yeah, did you hear about blah, 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 and the wax and like all this stuff that's on there, right? And she says, I don't even care if they ask me what my name is again, if that's the 3rd question, that lady's getting signed up. So that's the mentality that she has, which I think is an awesome mentality to have, right? Like, you asked me 3 questions, you know, so I think that's the people that she'll actually follow up with. That was kind of cool. Yeah, it was just a great, great time learning from her. She broke down what she actually does in her business per hour per week, which was, I mean, it's good to see. It's good to see, like, this is how structured it is, and this is what she has to do in order to keep on going. So I'm just gonna kind of go over one. I gotta say goodnight to my son. Hold on. Good night. Okay, bye. Sorry. So she did talk about the CBD, which was a great thing. She said the problem when it came with CBD is that they cannot link us outside of Young Living. So if people are interested in CBD and they're not in the business, she said first sign them up with Young Living and then give them the link. Or if they don't want to get signed up in Young Living, order the products for them. That way you can retain that customer and eventually that business or the person that wants it at wholesale. So that was a really good tip, because outside of it, if you just send them the link and get this and get these oils and hope that they come back to you in return, they probably could, but she said just go ahead and order the products for them. That way you can retain that customer, because outside of Young Living, they can't hook you guys up. And I'm going to need your guys' help with this. There is a book that she recommended, 2 books. One was Betsy Bosoms, which is, if you guys have ever heard of Lucy Libido, she has a 2nd book that came out that is Betsy Bosoms, and it's all about helping pregnant ladies with oils. It's a great book. I actually have it myself. I've read it. And she said, it doesn't matter if you're pregnant or not pregnant, you're going to know people that are pregnant are going to ask these questions. So you need to have the resources for it. Either that or just kind of point them to the book, right? Teaching them the fish versus giving them fish, like she's been, like she really nailed into us. The other one is A Doctor's Guide to ER. It's by a physician, Dr. Ollie. Thanks, Julie. I don't think I've read lips very well until right now. All right, Dr. Ollie. He has mini ones. So they had an organization, not Shannon, but they did a study, and I don't know what organization she used, and I apologize for that, but She said after a year, by handing out these mini ones and teaching classes utilizing the mini, I guess you can buy like mini Dr. Ollie, A Doctor's Guide to ER. You can buy those, and she handed them out to the organization, and with 1 year, she went from 34% to ER to 47% ER, which is a huge jump. I mean, imagine your team being consistent and now increasing the OGV, but 10% of it is actually increasing. So I thought that was really good. And then she addressed the saturation point. I thought this was really cool. That was really cool what she did. So they got together with corporate, and they said, the people were like, oh, no, it's saturated. The market is saturated. That is complete lie. Do not believe that. Not even one state is at 1% enrolled. There is one state that's like 99.9% enrolled, but not 99, but 0.99% enrolled. Not one state is 1% enrolled. So currently right now in Michigan, there's over 9 million people in Michigan that aren't in Young Living. So I thought that was like really, it's a great fact, right? So people, when they're talking about saturation, it ain't saturated. And then just like Dana and Anthony was saying, is just putting yourself in different positions to meet new people, whether that's groups or whether it's, somebody who likes to go dancing. Go dancing, Tashina, who likes to go dancing and go crazy with that. So go out dancing and have a good time, meet new people. And then she also did recommend one of her CDs. She has a CD called Building to Diamond 101. It's a whole series. It's available on her site. She actually recommended that. When you're in the whole growth mode, so you're moving things forward, she said 70% of the time you're enrolling and in ER, and then 30% of the time is the other stuff. So if you look at your time, let's say that you have 10 hours a week to devote to this. 7 hours of that time should be devoted to enrolling in ER, and then the ER, you're teaching supplements, so classes are included in that. And then 30% is the other stuff, your follow-up calls, your organizing your stuff. I did that today. This was really good. I put this down because I guess, I don't know, anyone that is draining you, then don't answer them. That's what she put. She said, you know what? Hey, if there's somebody in your organization, oh, I do have somebody. Nobody on this call. Just putting it out there. That is just really draining me. It's just a emotional and just drama, whatever. So anyone that is draining you, don't answer them. So. And then she went into calendars, and she also broke down her hours. I have that too, but that's not as important as some of the other things that are here. She said, some of the stuff that she's offering. So get this. So Diamond, right? Young Living Diamond, not my Diamond. She is actually helping all executive and above in Michigan to move forward. I thought this was very cool and very giving of her time and her knowledge on the whole basis. She said, print out your team so that she can sit with you, and then that she can work with you on where you need to be working. That was kind of convicting to me because, number one, I've never printed out my team. I only look at Oily Tools and stuff, and I kind of look at it from there or from the web-based thing. I've never sat down and been like, hey, let's look at this all. Where do I need to be working? So it was pretty cool. And then not only just that, but she also she's not my Diamond, right? Like she gets no financial benefit from helping me grow, or Dana, or anybody who's not on her team. And she's willing to do that, and that was pretty stinking cool. She said consistent actions will get results, as we have all heard. And I am looking forward to doing consistent actions. So there are some other things that are on here, which is more calendars. So in August 10th, They have Live Your Passion Rally in Lansing, and Melissa Pepping, right? Pepping? All right, thank you. Melissa Pepping is going to be there. I hear that she just sells out all the time. So if you guys want to come out to Michigan, to Lansing, we're going to be there. Amanda and Brian Cooper, Carrie and Christian, I don't know. I didn't put that down. So, and if you want to also extend it even out further, so 8-6 is going to be a beauty school, and then 8-10 is Live Your Passion in Lansing. So I thought that was kind of pertinent. You could just extend it out. November 1st and 2nd. So we had said that these are actually confirmed for November 1st and 2nd in Michigan, Shannon Hudson events. So Dr. Ali is going to be there. Sarah Harnish, but she's going to be doing the ULA balance. She's not going to be doing the game plan. It does have a game plan with it, but it's more of the ULA balance. Jason Sapp, who was very outspoken with PTSD and some other things that have helped him overcome that. Now What, the authors of Now What, which is Bobby and Susan, somebody. So anyway, Now What, that's a great little tool to use to help with ER. They'll be there. They said hometown speakers, Tashina Gonzalez is going to be there, which is going to be great. And then corporate speakers. So they put in a plug for certain corporate speakers, but they don't have anybody for sure. They said maybe Dr. Booth, but they can't confirm. That is not confirmed, but they know that a corporate speaker will be coming out. So that's all I got. That's it.
So there was a question in the chat. Shannon something. So Julie, are you asking about the one in August?
Mm-hmm. There's no so there's no summer event for Shannon except for the August Live Your Passion. Because she has a baby that's coming, grandbaby, and then she also the rally or the convention being in July, so she's not doing one in July, just the fall and the spring, no, winter.
And
thank you.
I think wasn't the caveat to that
Spring and fall, I think it's considered.
And just
the November 1st and 2nd technically is still fall, even though we could have snow here, but right.
Us no.
So just to be aware, I think there was a caveat to that though. I believe she was opening up those events to her team first. So I don't know if they're necessarily going to be posted anywhere online. I think that was one of the questions in the chat was, will they be posted somewhere online? So just keep that in mind, because she said she will open it up to her team for leadership packs first. And then if there are spots left for further leadership packs to be purchased. So it you know how Shannon's events go. They do sell out very, very fast. So just keep that in mind. All right. So before we talk about any other events, is there any questions that anyone had? I'm looking through the chat.
I think they've all been answered. Yeah.
All right. So local events.
So I'll start since we have the floor. So I have a class. It's going to be on, well, actually, no.
It's the 22nd.
Yeah, actually, the first one is the online class with the supplements. Tashina, what night is that? Is it the 19th or 18th?
Actually, it currently is on the 19th, but I may have to push that till Thursday.
Okay. So we have that.
I'll get the link to everybody, but because I'm traveling on Wednesday and religious stuff, I kind of have to push it till Thursday. But yep.
Okay, you're killing me, Smalls. But okay, so So the supplement online class, I have a class Friday evening that's going to be on gut health. That's going to be an in-person class. If you have anybody in Michigan in the Dearborn Heights area, it's going to be in Dearborn Heights. And it will be at a Big B Coffee over there. I have a few team members that are out that way. So I'm going to try to move around some of my classes to get closer to some of them. So we will be in Dearborn Heights. That's Friday at 6:30, and that's the 22nd. And then I have a team member that will be doing a class on the 23rd, which is a Saturday, and they will be at the Rusty Bucket on Telegraph in Bingham Farms. So if you need to plug anyone into that one, that will be going on as well.
Do you know the time of that?
Yep, that one's going to be from 3 to 5. So 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's going to be an intro to essential oils. It's going to be a 101 class Saturday. And then we have our monthly spa party, which will be Sunday the 24th. So pretty much if you haven't had anybody plugged in or need to plug people in, this week will be an awesome one, whether you're local or if you're not local, either the online or the in-person. I would say just kind of look through some of your prospects and see what personality would fit people the best. Because, you know, maybe you have a person that would gravitate more to a spa party, you know, beauty type stuff, or maybe you have a person that's more into, you know, education and they vibe more with the gut health or whatever. So we do have those coming up. And then I think we kind of mentioned Shannon Hudson's is the 1st and the 2nd of March. So really now we want to start thinking about our March, you know, book up the first 2 weeks really should be your own personal classes, you know, have your first 2 weeks booked up. And then your second 2 weeks, you can start helping those people that you signed up in those first 2 weeks. That's all the classes I had, if anyone has more.
Yeah, I'll also do the supplements class in Spanish as well. I'll, it's on Facebook. I just got to take a look at my schedule and I will get everything clear with those dates. And then Shannon's. And after that, we also have beauty school. So the actual real 2 one-day beauty school. So I am flying to Chicago for the beauty school. So I will then after that be certified in it and have the official book with the instructions that the team will have access to if they need to borrow that in the future to have their own beauty school classes. So I'm super excited about that as well.
One other thing about online classes. So Shannon Hudson every Friday is doing an online class. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to plug into your beautiful brain, but I tell you what, man, I love the way that I love how you can plug other people into it and you don't have to teach it. I'm just saying, when I talk about time compounding, that was awesome. I had three team members on there and other prospects too, and it was really cool. And I think the next one is joy, all about joy. So finding joy or something like that. Anyway, so that's this upcoming Friday, and I believe it's every Friday she has an online class from 7 to 8. So you can plug people into that all over the world. So.
All right. Well, I think that's it, right? Cool. Well, Karen, go ahead, close us out.
Peace out. I don't know. How do you close? Thanks again for joining us. I really appreciate your time and all of everyone's input. Peace. Right? I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for running.
Bye, guys.
Fantastic job, not fantabulous. Good night. I'm tired. Good night.
Good night.